But we can now return to Sami Fkhouri, who's in Rabat. He's the head of the regional delegation of the International Federation of the Red Cross. Thank you very much for speaking to us here today on France 24. Some 55,000 homes were destroyed in that quake. What has happened to the hundreds of thousands of people who were affected by the earthquake?
Well, thank you for having me on your show. And yes, the earthquake was quite dramatic and terrible, affected many, many people. Those people have been supported by many international organizations. The government was very quick to react. At the onset, there was a lot of tents being distributed, but then as the time moved, those shelter solutions were becoming more durable with containers. We at the Federation with the Moroccan Red Crescent have been installing quality temporary shelter units. The reconstruction, of course, started many months ago. In some villages, they're advancing well. In others, maybe less well, because, as you mentioned earlier, they're quite remote and access is not easy, but it is advancing nonetheless.
And it's important to say, isn't it, that some people, frustrated with the pace of reconstruction or the speed with which solutions were being offered, some people have decided to return to their damaged and cracked homes.
I think from the onset there was a lot of generosity from many people. So a lot of Moroccans living abroad of Moroccan descent came in, supported those people. The reconstruction took a bit of time, but the authorities were quick to hand out cash for reconstruction to people whose homes have been destroyed, either partially or totally. So some homes we realized were not destroyed enough to have a danger, so they needed a little bit of reconstruction. And that is also something we're looking at as a program with some partners to see if we can repair some of those homes so people can return to them.
And you mentioned just then those government stipends distributed to households, additional funds to help people reconstruct, ideally seismically safe reconstruction. How successfully have those funds been distributed? Has everyone who's entitled to money received that money yet?
From what we understand, yes, these have been distributed now fully. There was also distribution of cash for support for the expenditure, the daily expenditure that the people had. And some of those homes now have been reconstructed and people have moved into them. Of course, not everything. There still remains some homes to be reconstructed.
And what can you tell me about the impact that the quake had on things like healthcare, schooling? Presumably many children's education was severely disrupted by the quake and its aftermath.
What I can say from visiting some of the villages from after September onwards, there was a lot of quick reaction from authorities. So we saw some schools that were made up temporarily to finish up the last year. And then coming into this year, one of the things, for example, we did with the Moroccan Red Crescent is to discuss with the Education Ministry to install temporary school classrooms, I would say, and temporary shelters for the teachers. So some of them have been done. We're going to look into to do more. Same thing with the Ministry of Health. They installed many temporary clinics while they reconstruct the ones that were affected. On our side, with the Moroccan Red Crescent, what we did is discuss with the Ministry of Health to see also if we can distribute and install some temporary facilities so they can use them as clinics while they reconstruct.
Sami Fkhouri in Rabat, head of the regional delegation of the International Federation of the Red Cross. Thank you very much for speaking to us here today on Around the World.